What's going on, traders? Manu right here. So in today's video, we're going to be focusing on the NFP data release that's coming out in a few hours from now. Ideally, we're supposed to have a live session with you guys like we normally do on a monthly basis, but currently I'm having an unstable network and I can't really, have a smooth live session and all. So basically, I'm going to be breaking down what I have analyze in the market, what I'm seeing. I'm going to give you guys my take on it. To also look at the fundamental side of things, and we'll add up the data we're having from the fundamental side to what we're seeing on the technical side, and we can use that to take informed decisions on what to trade and where to focus on. So I'm going to be showing you guys the instrument I'm looking at. I'll also break down these two sections I've highlighted. So looking at this now, we want to take a look at the monthly chart here. The monthly chart on the dollar index is currently, looking really solid. The previous month we had some insane buys on the dollar index, which was this was a very strong buy side from the dollar index. So, but before that, for the month of September, the market closed around this region, and it was a no-brainer that we were supposed to expect a major strengthening in the dollar, which we got for the month of August. And mind you, we did trade, this NFP the previous month in the community. So if you're new to the Telegram community, please use the link in the video description. Be part of our community where we trade, high impact news, CPI, NFP, those kind of stuff. So moving on, yeah, this is like the previous month here. So we also have a major key level just right above here, which is this is also an important level in the market. So if we drop down to the weekly chart now, it gets even much clearer. You can see here that clearly we are not so far off from this structural high where sell side usually gets triggered. But looking at this here, there's a possibility that we're supposed to get a sell-off from the market around this zone, which the data is giving us some hints as well from. But in the past, if you look at this here, we're able to get some unrealistic insane run up in dollar index, like completely running up all the way to this high. Needless to say, this is possible, but then today's high impact news is giving us not so much confidence, or we're having a very dicey situation here. But pay close attention. I'm still going to break it down to the best I can. So if we drop down to like the daily chart now, on the daily we can see currently this is where the price action is currently nested around. However, if we look to the left side of our screen, we'll get to see that this was a zone where price traded into, and we got some sell side. This triggered a major sell off here, and we sold off all the way to the structural low. Now, enough of what we have from the dollar index side of things. Let's look at what the fundamental side is saying. What are the numbers saying? So if we look at Forex Factory here, Forex Factory, this is the data we're having here: the average hourly earnings, non-farm payroll change, the unemployment rates. And what we're focusing on for the day is this guy here. This is the focus for today. So currently, as of the time of making this video, we are currently just about 9 a.m. This is currently 9 a.m. my own time zone, and we are looking out to position ourselves before the data release. So if we look at what we have here for the actual data in the past here, from the month of September we closed with with this figure 142k as the unemployment figures. So moving on to the month of October, the forecast was 147k. The previous was this. Now the actual was this when we had that insane run up in the XY. So currently we are having 106k as the forecast from what we're looking at from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, basically. So this number has a huge difference from the previous number. So that's to tell you that there's currently like a huge major difference from what we're expecting in the unemployment side. Now, if these numbers should reflect on the technical side, we're supposed to have like a very strong sell-off to the DXY, and the DXY is supposed to, lose its strength. However, we're talking about DXY here, we're talking about the US economy, so anything is quite possible. So if we look at this here, if we're to actually get the sell side here, this would be like an area which will be where price was likely going to trade into. Okay, we're likely going to expect that sell off to, sell into this zone here before price might, starts, recouping for buys and probably create a new higher high, or possibly break the structure just above here that we've seen on the higher time frame. Now this is what we have on the DXY. So let's move over to other instruments that I have here. So we're looking at NAS100 USD. Currently NAS100 USD is also trading around an all-time high, just as gold. Also going to touch on gold as well. I'm trying to be fast to keep this video short, however. So looking at this here, this is what we have on NAS100 USD. This is the monthly chart. If we drop down to like the weekly chart here, we get to see that currently price is trading around a very sensitive area. This is more like your classical charts, when it comes to trading. This is like an equal high or more like a double top. So what we're expecting here is, if this is supposed to, play out as the classical um charts usually suggest, we're supposed to be expecting some sell to the downside. Okay, so however, we had a very solid sell off yesterday and a closure. You can see this was like the move from the market yesterday. So we're likely going to see a continuation of the sell or a shift in momentum depending on what the numbers for the NFP comes out as. So looking at this here, we have this level here, which is a very important zone, which price aggressively, traded its way through. Now with this in mind here, this could give us like a higher chance that, okay, based off how we broke through this level, price blew up all of this, we might possibly, retrace to this level and, continue to sell off to the downside. That is what we are likely going to be expecting. Now for the sell side, what we'll be looking at as our targets and also stop loss placements and, profit taking and all, this is what we're going to be looking at based off the technical analysis and the price action we're seeing here. So basically what I will do here is my stops will just be right above around the structural level here where price, broke out from. My target will be here, because looking to the left here, we can see that this level has like an interesting price action just here. So ideally, we'll be looking for a sell. The sell do hold. My stop loss will just be around 40 pips, 40 pip ish, because we're looking at NAS100 USD super volatile, and you want to position yourself nicely. However, like I said earlier, this is just 9 a.m. my time zone, so price is still going to give us some retracement, which we'll need to, factor in before the actual news release. So price is still going to pull back, so we still have to give it some room for the pullback. So we're looking at around 1 p.m. when we're supposed to be looking for entries, depending on when we are where we are. You just have to, size that up, look at where you can put your stop strategically, and, just do your thing. Now next up is gold. Gold is also trading around an all-time high. All right, but for gold here, we don't have, uh an area where, okay, we say if we look to the left, maybe there's a price action here. Nothing like that. We're essentially around an all-time high, and gold has been creating new all-time highs. So we could get a short-term sell on gold, a short-term sell, because gold has been really, really, solid lately. So looking at what we have here, this here is a very interesting zone where gold traded its way through, and we are more like seeing a pullback before we continue to the downside, selling off all the way down. So looking at this here, depending on where we have price when we're getting closer to the news hour, we want to basically position for a sell side. okay, a sell side. So target wise, you don't really need to hold your sell all the way to this zone here. It's possible price can trade its way all the way down here, but then um here is more than enough if you do catch on the sell on gold, and also you want to place your stop loss, give it enough room for, you know, price to do its thing before going down. Now, if we do get like the opposite of this, which is very very possible, we're trading based on probabilities. If this happens to break above this, we'll be looking out for like a new all-time high on gold. So this is my take on what to expect for the NFP today, guys. So keep it simple. Cheers, guys, and let's make some profit.